This is kind of weird. Normally I have a whole panel of people to fall back on. And it's me talking to other people. I just let them carry the show most of the time. What up, what up? Dr. Looks like Dr. Packet. DMFR, muted. Why, hello, jump ship. ¿Qué pasa? How's it going? Dropped Packet. That makes much more sense. And it made sense before. It's been a long fucking day. Doctor. Dance, monkey. Do things. Man. Is that music too loud in the background? This is a Colonel Left Eye from my local brewery that is still doing curbside pickup. Two Rivers Brewery, Easton, Pennsylvania. Holler. Oh, man. Where do we start? What do we do? It's what, but it's good now. Yeah. No, because I had the volume all the way up on the... You guys are going to see how the sausage is made because I have to share my actual main desktop for this, so... actually, yeah, let's do that now. I'm going to make some adjustments here. Turn my fucking headphones down. If you don't think that I put everything on my desktop, regardless of what it is, in its own separate folder 5 minutes ago, you're crazy. Oh, no, I don't want new scene. I want a display capture. And we'll cover all this in a minute. New one. Add source. That's going to be what it is. What it is, what it was, what it shall be. Alright, I'm editing this on the fly. Give me a second. Gotta put my desktop in the background. I have a widescreen too, which is kind of a bitch for doing this, but you know, it is what it is. Alright. You still like having the chat box there, though. Don't get banned. That'd be a son of a bitch, right? Teach you guys how to stream. Or rather, put it in perspective. Teaching you what I know about streaming. Because I don't know every goddamn thing. Surprisingly. So, let's transition that. There we go. Serbo. You know what? You know what I should have got for the quarantine? I should have got some ices just to feel like I was at home. Feel a little closer to my people. What mic do I use? I just jump right into the equipment, why don't we? The mic I use is a Rode mic. R-O-D-E. came. Goon tag. Comes with its own shock mount. Did the audio drop? Hope the audio didn't drop. Oh, it's probably because I turned my mic away like this. Is that what you were hearing? That's probably what you were hearing. Greenless, I already know how to stream. Well, thanks for hanging out anyway. All right, well, let's get down to it, man. So yeah, just right off the bat, a shocker mount. Wait, how did it go? Is that no? This is a shocker, right? No. Yeah, there we go. That was a shocker. Yeah, Rode mic comes with its own shock mount and its own pop filter, which is actually super helpful. Some pop filters kind of suck and don't really do a whole lot. This one's kind of cool because it has, you can see here, it's got like one mesh here and one mesh here, and it's got like a buffer zone, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, this was $260 US. A little more. It's not the highest end you can get, but it's there. I'm actually gonna drop this audio for a second because it's really bugging out my ears if I'm trying to concentrate. Oh, I had it way too loud. That's why. Hey, you know what? Let's put some jungle on. By the way, anybody who does this and wants to put some music on in the background, di.fm. Get some. It is awesome, and I haven't been muted yet for it, so. All right, so here we go. Why am I doing this? Well, you guys can see my background now. Why this? Well, so recently I did a talk for Pancakes Con that Leslie Carhart put on, and it was really cool. Half of it had to be something technical, and the other half had to be just something you want to teach people. The woman before me did like somebody did pickling, like pickling your own eggs, right? Which was fucking dope. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Deviate. That shit was way too loud. Usually I have it on a better lockdown. Am I going to show my stadium lighting? Yes, I'm definitely showing my stadium lighting as we get to this, but I kind of want to start at the very, very bottom, right? So I did that thing, and it turns out the second half of my talk, the first half was like threat hunting stuff, which was fine. I've been doing it for 10 years. But I got all the DMs, I got all the questions, I got all of this stuff, all of these messages and stuff about the streaming end, and I was like, holy shit. Turns out that this is going to be super important now, and I was like, well, rather than sifting through all these DMs, and I'm too lazy to write right now, so let me just do a stream about how I'm streaming, because honestly, like, if my dumbass can do this, all of you can do it. I'm sure all 27 currently in the chat are way smarter than I am. Oh, wait a minute, I saw Beto Insecurity on here, so all right, 26. But I think it's more important now than it ever has been, because we're all stuck in the same places as long as you're being smart and being in the house. So how do we communicate, right? Especially those of us that like to do things like game and share knowledge. And I'm huge on tribal knowledge share, right? That thing got beat into me from a very, very early stage. So how do we do that now? And how do we do it effectively? And how do we do it fun, too? The reason why I use my setup is I love Twitch. And I'm an old man. I'm 38 years old. And so Twitch, I just knew it as like a platform. It wasn't until well into after I was using it that I was like, oh shit, this is like for gamers and kids, and I have no reason being here. But I like the immediacy of it. I like the chat room like we have right now. I like the being able to highlight, and I like it being like a quick hit. It stays up for a little bit, and then it goes. So anyway, I think that there's plenty of bandwidth, right? We can all do this. And even if you just do it amongst your friends and it's not even a big deal. I only started this because I like sharing things, and I like sharing it for posterity, right? And whenever I get done with Twitch, I record it locally and I put it up on Vimeo. So that way when somebody asks about something at DEF CON and they say, hey, we heard about ShabbatCon, or we heard about Diana Initiative. I'm like, well, as a matter of fact, I did an interview. Go watch this thing, and I'll answer all your questions. I love that shit. So that's why I do this. And now we're going to get right to it. And I'm going to try to pay attention as much as I can to the chat, right? So if I don't see something, just yell at me again. Since you mentioned it, Nick Fury, what are you using for the royalty-free? I don't necessarily know if it's royalty-free, but I'm streaming from di.fm. I have yet to be dinged for it. One of the things when you want to stream music, actually not Dan knows a lot about this. He knows a lot of the good sites for royalty-free stuff that you can stream underneath. Sometimes, like if I open a show with YouTube or whatever, Twitch will pick it up and it'll say, hey, your first 10 minutes of your stream is muted because F you were playing music, dummy, stop it. But di.fm seems to get away with it. So, dude, one of your streams landed me a job. I love that, bro. I love hearing that. I'm so happy for it. Yeah, and you never know, man. Like, even then, I didn't think many people were watching the shit that I was doing. I did some kind of 24-hour stunt thing. And yes, I was doing things and trying to entertain because that's what I do. But mostly it's people talking amongst themselves in chat and making connections and being on the Zoom. And awesome stuff can happen. And you guys can do that too. Like, connecting people is, even before all this shit, was just the most important thing. Fuck recruiters. Fuck it, Facebook. Just being able to connect one-to-one, one-to-many has been the most important thing. So, how do we do this, right? How do we get going? Well, I'm going to preface this by saying there are multiple ways to do this, right? Some people use different platforms. I use the most used one, I think, is OBS, right? Open Broadcaster System, Open Broadcast, whatever it's called. So you need, and this is specifically if you want to stream to Twitch, right? You can go to YouTube, but you need that interface in between it. I don't know how YouTube works, but I know everybody who live streams to YouTube, like people that I know, use OBS, so why not? Studio, oh, very good, Open Broadcaster Studio. So this is it. You are seeing it right now. Let me try to expand it. Hey, that might not have done what I wanted it to do, so we'll go back to this. Forgive me if it's going to be weird on the graphics. That should be big enough for you guys to see. Hopefully it is. If not, I'll make this fucking bigger over here. Hey, that might actually be a lot better. I'll move you over here. All right. So you need software first and foremost, right? You need some way to get into it. I use OBS. Now, you can get it on Mac, you can get it on Linux, and you can get it on Windows. I used it for Mac for the longest time, right? Mac was for better or for worse, was my OS of choice. And now I'm not even gonna bother like going into studio edit mode. I'm just gonna do this so you guys can see how messy it can get. And Mac is okay. You can do it, but OBS on Mac seems super fucking buggy. Sometimes I would be changing some of these sources in here. I would be changing some of these scenes before I went live, and the thing would just crash. I'd be like, fuck, what the fuck is this about? So that kind of sucked. And then I ended up buying a new like Lenovo Yoga from my father-in-law because he didn't want it anymore. And holy shit, Windows 10 is awesome. Show this video to me like 10 years in the past, and I'd be like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. But you know, the hardware you choose can I'm not gonna say make or break, but it certainly makes things a whole lot easier. So right now I'm running a Yoga which has 16 gigs of RAM, i5 processor. I think it's like 1.8 or 2 point something processor. But I think one of the most important things is the solid state hard drive. I have a 300 gig solid state hard drive, and between the solid state and the RAM, it screams. It's awesome. Like nothing ever lags. So I've been super spoiled after coming from. Now I'm spoiled. Mac, it was kind of hard knock life for a little bit. Lickety. Linux is cool. I know that Oddjob uses Linux, and he is constantly fighting with it. Sometimes we try to do like our Hack the Box streams, and we're like, fuck it, we can't do it tonight because Linux hates us. Yeah, I'm running OBS on. That's way later. Yeah, dude, like it's fucking crazy. It's not that resource intensive. Let's go over the interface a little bit. Just a little, and then I'll get to like creating a Twitch account and all that kind of stuff. So, Streamlabs, much like Linux, makes their own version of OBS, right? Streamlabs OBS, as you can see in the title bar. The Mac one is just OBS. Yeah, running it on Linux requires patience and knowledge and booze, or Coke if that's your thing. So Streamlabs is actually pretty awesome. Streamlabs is where you get all of like your widgety things. I mean, here we'll go just into it right now. Log in with Twitch. I don't think this leaked any information that I don't want. Whatever. But yeah, and then like it also it ties to your Twitch account, and you can see all your past episodes in here. But here is where if you see all these widgets and like where is all this cool shit coming from, it's most likely Streamlabs. You can go into these widgets here and you can get that alert box, the chat box that you see right now, donations, all of that really cool shit that you've seen on Twitch gaming streams and stuff. This is how it looks. This is how the sausage is made, right? So you can put all of this stuff in here. So that's Streamlabs real quick. But going around here, it shows you your CPU usage. Like currently I'm only, 15%, not bad, 30 frames per second. This is super valuable. This is going to show you like your, do you put caraway in your sausage? Are you flirting with me? So this shows you your dropped frames. I've had a couple episodes where internet just got super, super fucky. And all of a sudden, this was like at 100%. I was losing connectivity and stuff. So this is really handy. This is what makes Streamlabs OBS really awesome. KB per second. Click to open your notification. Oh, yeah. And like, you'll get all your notifications in here, right? So on its face, this might seem a little daunting, right? Bunch of shit in here, but I promise this will all make sense. And at some point, I'm going to find the link to, there's a great video series about streaming on Twitch with OBS. It's a whole YouTube video series. Ben Heisey showed it to me, and this is how I learned all this shit, just by like pure trial and error. So this is your little mini feed, which is also why it's cool, how Streamlabs will hook into OBS. One of the really awesome things is studio mode. So before, you might have seen earlier when I was screwing around with this red thing over here, resizing it, I would always do that, and I would do it midstream, and the replay would look like shit and all that kind of stuff. But edit mode, I can make all those changes in here and fuck around everything, and then just transition it over. Super cool. So yeah, you have a whole bunch of widgets down here. You have a dashboard, layouts. So these are the scenes, right? I made a brand new scene just for teaching, which doesn't have as much of the shit that I have. Which is the other cool thing about OBS, is that you can make different scenes for everything. So like, here's my loading screen, and you can still hear all my stuff. This is what you see when you were coming into the chat. I also have a closing scene. And these are all just elements, man. This is text. These are little boxes. These are graphics you import. It's really not that complicated. My main scene was right here. This is from last night. Again, it's all just elements. It's all sources in here. These are all just little graphics, and it's click and drag and all that kind of shit. So let that be demystified right now. It's all just sources, pictures and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll go back to my teaching scene. So all of this stuff gets added in here as a source. Like, how'd you get your camera in there looking like that? It's right here. I'll show you all the sources really quick. You can go image, you can get whatever is in your current browser window. I never got this to work. It's kind of a pain in the ass because like it'll go to if I wanted to go to Twitter, it will go to a unauthenticated session of Twitter, and then it has like the please log in box and all that bullshit. So I just usually do it with like window capture and shit like that. So these are all your different standard standard things. You can, if you guys watch and see my other shows to be for my interview panels and stuff, I just capture a second display. That's where I drag zoom over. It's on my laptop screen, again, right over there, and it captures that, and it's super easy. Game capture, I haven't done that yet, but yeah, you get the point. It's all just sources. So just want to demystify this before we get started. And then you have your widgets, right? Chat boxes and viewer count. So this is all like after you get up and running. Like these are all just the things that you can do. So yeah, sources. And then you have your mixer stuff over here. Desktop audio, which is how you're hearing di.fm. By the way, they don't pay me for anything. I just fucking love that site. My mic over here. Also adds, I do have audio capability on my camera, but that's not going right now. The chat box, that kind of thing. So, any questions so far? Okay, so this is pretty much OBS, right? It is, and I'm going to start a brand new scene to show you how to build things in just a moment. So if you want to stream to now that you have the software, right? I probably jumped ahead and like, well, what hardware do you need? You see that I have fucking fancy headphones, a mic. You can see like a mic arm over here. I have 3-point lighting. I have a mixer fucking over here, monitor. I have all this fancy shit. You know what I started with? Like fucking headphones that I found under my couch and my integrated camera. That's all you need, man. If you want to get up and running, those sources are available in here for you. Like if I was going to change, I don't know. Let's go with, this is going to be a video capture device, right? I'm going to add a source, add a new one, and it's going to drop down. That's my integrated camera, you know? So I look like one thing over here, and this is what I look like over here. This is not my good side. Spoiler alert, I don't have a good side. You can see the green screen behind me and the lighting. So, yeah, and then I actually have another camera too, which is not showing up right now for some reason, but it's one up there. So that's my integrated camera. That's all you need. You need it. Yeah, I literally found my first set of headphones that I was using under the couch because I couldn't find my other ones. I need some way to hear it. Can you do it without headphones? Sure, you could. You could play that audio out of your speaker. Hold on, let me get the fuck rid of this thing. Video capture device. Yes, I do. And you should be hearing my desktop audio too, so you get used to the sounds all this stuff makes. You could use the integrated camera in your laptop, and the speakers and the integrated mic, and you'd be up and running. Now we get into a little bit of audio thing with like maybe you hear feedback, because if you're using your speakers out. It's like listening to assholes put their speakers up on the bus, right? Or the train or some shit. You're like, I don't want to fucking hear that. Nobody else wants to hear that either. So you will also hear whoever you might be on stream with, right? If you're doing like a show with other people, that might feed back to the... Because the mic, if you're using everything integrated, your mic and your camera are right next to each other. So depending on if you're deaf or not, that might cause feedback loops. That might cause echoes. Or if you keep it low enough, it might be fine. But again, whatever you have on your current laptop, assuming it's something that was built in the last 5 years, that's the hardware you need. That's it. Notice I said need. What do you want? Yeah, you might want a Blue Yeti mic, or you might want a mic like mine, and all this other fancy shit. But what do you need to get streaming? Your integrated stuff. That's it. It can all be added as sources in here, right? And that's the intro to the hardware. That's really fucking simple. Don't think you need all this fancy stuff to get started. You really, really, really don't. Where's the green screen from? I'm going to share all of it. But the green screen is from, I got it from Amazon. You know what? Fuck it. I don't have a time limit, so I'm just going to show you right now. Did you touch on what camera you had? Nope, not yet. I'm getting there, man. God, I hope I don't have anything embarrassing in my order history, you guys. Oh, forget you saw that. I should be looking this. There it is. People are gonna freeze frame this later and be like, "I know what you've been doing." The Elgato has such dope stuff. You should check out their store. They have all kinds of shit. So yeah, this one I got the collapsible one. Oh man, again, because Amazon is like throttling deliveries and shit. I mean, it's available from other sellers and stuff. But yeah, this one was. What did I pay for this? I just doxed my address. Fuck it, whatever. That's fine. So this one was $169. Whatever, come at me. We have guns. That's fine. Yeah. So this was $169. Believe it or not, these curtains were also a functional part of my setup. My office faces a very noisy road, and we'll get to sound in just a little bit. Lickety, you can pick up cheap green fabric. I actually have a giant green fabric that I bought a long time ago, and I used to hang it from a curtain rod on my wall. That's all you need. But yes, again, do you need a green screen? No. Do you want it if you want to do gaming and shit and like have your background look crisp as fuck like this does? Like, not for nothing. This is a pretty flawless cut. I've always wanted this. Green screens definitely help. What is the green screen? I'm just trying to make sure because I want to try to answer all these questions as they come in. So every so often I'll just look in here. I answered. Oh, what are we drinking? I answered that already. All right, cool. So yeah, green screen. Yes, Lickety, lighting is the key to a good green screen. So I don't know. You guys want to hear about the lighting I have? Because I'll bring that Amazon back up as well. Yeah, Lickety, you're like having John Strand on. Let's see. What do I got? Here we go. This is the lighting I have. $189. Now, I realize something like this might sound privileged, and that I apologize, but listen, man, $189 for lighting that actually looks really good is not a bad price. Comes with its own little carrying case. And I'll actually show you what it looks like in practice, right? So these are the the Favatech 3-light, 3-lighting thing. So that's $189. You can get 2 lights and 1 light, whatever you need. Some people also get, pro tip is they get those little halo lights that go around just the front, and that can work wonders too. So let me minimize this so I can see what I'm doing. Now, what do those lights look like in practice? Glad you asked. This is what we would call the key light. And again, I'm parroting things that I saw on YouTube, right? The second I got these, I said, now I have to learn how to fucking use these things. You can't just turn them on and have them look good. There's things like shadows, and there's things like reflections, and deviate. Does the lighting make me look or make me feel warm? No, not really. Like, and the longest I've been under these is for 3 hours, and I don't feel any warmer. And I'm a fat dude, so I'll sweat, but I don't feel any warmer. Like, at a certain point, I'll take these off and I'll show you the little halogen light bulb or the LED, and all the lights are LED lights, so they're not really going to be warm by nature. So this is what we call the key light. This is the main light in a 3-point lighting system, right? This is what I've learned so far. Anybody can feel free to correct me. Above me is what they call the hair light, for obvious reasons. Goes right above my head, right? Gives you a good shot. It gives you a good light from the top. And this light is the filler light, right? You can actually see some of the lights that are on right now. These two have 5 bulbs in them, and that one, the top one, just has 1 bulb in it, right? So, and I think that really helps from not feeling warm because you don't have a whole blast coming down on you. My scientific guess. The reason that this is called the filler light is because if I just had this one on and not this, you would get a hell of a shadow on my face, right? I don't know, man. Let's actually see what that looks like. You guys are hanging out for a minute, right? So, fuck it. Now I look all spooky and shit. Like I'm gonna tell you a horror story, right? And then, but the unintended consequence, do it live, is yeah, like you saw a little flare just then as the camera was getting used to. And somebody asked me what camera I'm using, so I'll get used to that. But yeah, and this can be cool too, depending what I want to do. Do I want something, you know, kind of hip like that? Maybe sometimes, but then I would have to place this one, maybe have a little, because right now I have all 5 bulbs burning on this one. So maybe that I have none from here, I would take that down to 3 or 2, right? It's all things to consider about lighting. Lighting is so important. When you see like those fancy like Twitch gamers and all that kind of shit, that's that fancy lighting, man. But as you saw on the price tag, it's really not that bad. This light I have questions about the flawless cut from Craven. I have a green screen and can't get it that clean, probably because of the scraggly beard. What are your chroma key settings like? Glad you asked. Hold on, this lighting is freaking me out now, so I gotta change it. Ah, that's better. So the chroma key, that happens under the camera settings. Oops, that happens under the camera filters. You can add a filter in OBS, which is called chroma key, aka green screen. Draw the rest of the owl there. We should do. Somebody should screen cap what I just did and draw the rest of my owl face. You can make this a different color, right? What I did learn is that there are 3 main colors. You don't have to use green. You can use blue or magenta. Blue, actually, if you look at a lot of the behind the scenes stuff on like the Avengers and shit like that, you'll actually see giant swaths of blue because blue has some kind of color effect. Its chroma is different than green, I think, and they use it for a certain. I wonder if blue would work given that my beard is a problem. It could, man. Like if your beard is bright red, like that, take that into account. I just have regular, basic bitch facial hair, so it doesn't really matter on my end. Also, beware if you're using green as your chroma key, green shirt might not be a good idea. We've all seen like the trolling of news anchors that like to wear green shirts and people remixing it after the fact. And there's a whole bunch of shit that you can play with in here, like the brightness and I'm not gonna fuck with mine right now because I like the way it is. But this is how this is how that works. This is how it happens. Green screen behind you, add the chroma key extension or the chroma key filter and adjust it. And not everybody's light is going to be the same. So I'll try to show you guys right now some of my office back here. I don't know if you can see it. So that's the far side of my office. I have giant windows that also now have, I have a window shade, and those are room darkening and sound dampening curtains. My house is 200 years old, right? And there's a lot to say here about everybody's individual workspace. It's not all going to be the same. It's not all going to be uniform. Could I have used, I'm also a big lighting freak. Like I have lamps and they're all on hue lights and I have an above lamp. But it's hard to control lighting with all of that stuff. Like this is usually really nice. So yeah, take that into account. Take that into account for the sound. Behind me, I have the green screen on right now. I'll take it off in a minute. But sound is also something to consider. If you're in a really noisy environment, I happen to face a very, very busy highway in my city. And if you freeze frame my earlier fucking Amazon list, you'll know exactly where I am because I'm smart. So I need sound to be diffused. I have 2 sound diffusers behind me. Actually, maybe if I change... yeah, I'll show it to you real quick. Switch to the integrated camera. Behind me. is I have these two sound diffusing panels. They're 24 by 28, right? So any sound that's coming out from this way normally would have been reflected off the wall, and you might have heard it in the mic. This is a cardioid mic. It's going to pick up a lot more. Now that diffuses the sound outward, right, and doesn't have it bounce directly off. So these were like $50 a panel, which I'm super happy about. They're super easy to do, and there's also other considerations, like you can put a couple of these bad boys above your head, depending on the echo you get in your room. Put some of those egg crate stuff over on the door. Put some over here. It really depends what your sound is like, or if you even care that much. I'm getting really in the weeds right now, but it's because I want to answer as many questions as I can. And here's a better version of it right behind me. As soon as I put that green screen down, you know, obviously the chroma key goes away. So, shout out to Eddie the Yeti artwork. So yeah, a couple of these have actually really helped. I have a recording of before I did the curtains, before I did the sound diffusing panels, and the echo in here was just crazy. And again, the more shit you have on your walls, like I have a big like entertainment center-ish thing over there. You can barely see it because this cord isn't long enough. There you go. So yeah, the more stuff you have on your walls acts as like a sound diffusing thing too. I'm not a sound engineer. This is what I've learned on my own. This is what I'm relaying to all of you right now. I've mentioned it before, but your sound's very impressive. I'm curious, why no baffles sound deadening around the mic itself? Because I don't need it, I don't think. Nobody's ever told me, yeah, you can co-pilot this adventure. That's cool. Nobody's ever told me that I need it. If somebody would have said, like, hey, man, you could really benefit from this. I mean, then again, maybe nobody's listening that hard. I'm not even listening that hard. But yeah, some people have like those sound deadening things that it looks like those like foamy milk crate things, and you could put it like in front of your mic and that kind of shit. I just don't need it right now. I also have a very wide screen monitor, so I feel like a lot of the sound gets deadened by that, especially coming at me. So if I needed it, I would. And again, the green screen is awesome. It goes down. I don't know if you can see. It goes down into its little, its own case, and you can just carry it out. It's its own little metal case. Listen harder, you cheeky monkey. Yo, how nice is that, right? It just comes in and out. It's fucking awesome. So, talked a little bit about sound. Talked a little bit about the software, the OBS. What else in the hardware? Oh, the camera. Somebody asked about that earlier. I have a dude, right? It's just like oh, and I've put this thing up and down at least 100 times since I've gotten it, and it's flawless every time. Like, so let's go C922. You have to put absolutely everywhere. Yeah. With sound material, you don't have to put absolutely everywhere. Yeah, and that's the cool thing about sound, man. Like, so like I said, I'm a real lighting junkie. Like, my wife makes fun of me because I do all the lighting in our house. I love hue lights. I love different colors, schemes, and shit like that. But I'm also a radio guy, so I love sound stuff, and it is so interesting. And everybody here, I think, most of you maybe in the chat, have moved at a certain point. And when you empty out that room of all that stuff, how alien it sounds, it's a lot like that. But move one thing, right? Move a bookcase out of your room and see what it sounds like. It's crazy. So yeah, play with that. So I have, dude, the C922 is awesome. It's going to be hard to find them right now. People are price gouging like a motherfucker. These things are not $300. This is bullshit. I got this for like $150 maybe. Fuck you, profiteering gluttons. But this is what I have. So this it sits right here. Yeah, right. Hell to the no. Fuck this shit. But anyway, when things even out and stuff, like stuff will go down. I actually have, you know, if anybody's really hurting for a webcam, I have 3. I don't need 3. I have this guy's little brother, or it might be his older brother, rather, that came out before him. If anybody really needs a webcam, holler at me. I have one. If you're really, really hurting for one and you really want to stream, I'll just give it away because fuck these people. Anyway, C90, yeah, so this is cool. What is really helpful for webcams is to make sure that it has a mount in it, like the little screw mount. So you can, right now I have my current webcam on a tripod. So I have it like this now, and I have a 3-legged tripod for this thing. And now it's up a little higher. Or now I can fucking angle it down or angle it up. Or keep it down, wherever I need. Angles, I like to have an up angle, so I just keep the tripod on the lowest angle. Just like that. Yeah, that price, fuck yeah, it's so crazy. Let's see. I'd love to have a separate discussion with you about home lighting. I spent like $100 on light bulb a year back. Oh, yeah, dude. So I'm a big fan of the Hue lights. The Hue lights are great. The Hue app is amazing, especially like the color lights and integrating it with Alexa, because I don't give a fuck about Alexa listening to me. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, Hue lights are great. We'll have a whole conversation on that. Also, I'm just looking through the chat right now. We're just having conversations. Hue is great for accent lighting. Yeah, it really is, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this camera is a 4K. I don't know. But anyway, if you're really hard up, DM me on Twitter. My Twitter is right over here. I'll gladly send it to you. Try to make it in the US, or else it won't get to you fucking ever. So, all right. So we have a camera. That's the camera I use. That's the lighting I use. So my mic is like I mentioned, it's a Rode mic, Rode NT1. So while we're sitting here talking about it, Rode NT1. That's the bad boy I have right here. That's about the price I paid to. Comes with its own little bag. This bag is fucking useless, by the way, but it does come with its own shock mount and pop filter. Deviate. Yes, I will. Matter of fact, as I'm going through this, I know that I have it somewhere, and I'll find it for you, I swear, before the end of the stream. If you end up leaving early, holler at me in chat, and I'll stop everything I'm doing, and I'll find it for you. But I have it. It's handy. It's just not on... I don't even know if I have it on these current... I'm not opening my bookmarks for you people. Fuck that shit. We don't know what's in there. So yeah, Rode NT1. However, let's see what the availability is of the... I guarantee they're not going to be available. Oh, look at that. You can actually get one. Am I going to apply for Twitch affiliate? I think so. I've reached it. I don't know what to do with it now. Oh, it says that I am. But this is what I started with, right? This is a Blue Yeti, and for the price, it is fucking awesome. $130, 4 different pickup patterns. What do I mean by pickup patterns, right? It's how it picks up the sound. You either have that that direct cardioid, where like if you could visualize the sound rays, like they would come out. You can't even fucking see my face right now. They would come out like this in front of me. But for the Blue Yeti, you can have versions where it could be from here and from here at the same time. Like you had a guest in front of you. It could pick up everything around you. So those Yetis are really versatile, and they're a really good buy. I had mine for a couple of years, and I only stopped using it. Get dynamic mics that don't pick as much background noise. So I only traded from Blue Yeti because Blue Yeti is USB only. When I wanted to route all my sound through a mixer board, which I'll show you in a minute. This is my mixer board down over here. Because I also DJ a little bit. Just I fuck around. And I wanted more inputs. More input. So I have it routed through XLR. Lickety mentioned phantom power, right? So Blue Yetis are USB, so they have their own power, like it powers off the computer. For XLR, for anybody, XLR is like the round. I don't know if you can kind of see it on this mic a little bit. This round connector right here. This is XLR. I didn't mean that to be as suggestive as it looked. Yes, I did. And that feeds directly into that. And I can do a whole lot more with this. Like I have different. I can put effects on this. I can do EQs. I can add the bass and drop the track. I can do a whole bunch of shit. So. That's why I traded up. And there's a Yeti Pro, big fat jack. There's a Yeti Pro, but it's weird because like the XLR comes out as like a Y splitter. This is all shit that if you're just getting started, you don't fucking care about. You want to get up and you want to get running and you want it to be as easy as possible. So if you can do one step up from your integrated mic, I highly recommend Yeti. I've never used the Snowball, but I hear that people love the Yeti Snowball. It's like this little fucking snowball looking mic. It's awesome. Dude, Lickety, you're killing it, man. Thanks for answering questions in the chat. I appreciate it. There's probably a pic on the that shows the patterns. Yeah, there's definitely a pic that shows the different patterns, but that's not. We'll talk about that later. Just know that like Yetis are cool. Like I loved it because I could use it when like Lynn Tile and I went to Shmoo. And if I needed to pick up sound from the contestant, I can just fucking hit it. It's great. So that's the mic. Talked about the mic. We talked about the camera. We talked about the lighting. What other hardware questions can I answer while we're on it? If anybody has anything in the chat. Actually, while I'm talking about that, let me see if I can find YouTube. Is this the series? Is this the series? Tell me I got the right one. Yeah. Nope, that's not him. Hold on. YouTube OBS series. I don't know, man. I'll find it. I know I have it somewhere. This is not the one I'm talking about. I'll find it. I'll find it for you, I promise. Let me get rid of this. All right. Semi-hardware. What res do you recommend streaming at? Under a certain number of viewers, it won't let viewers down. See, that kind of gets in the weeds for me. I wonder what my settings... Let's look at what my settings are right now. I know I can't change it. I just want to see it. Oh, you sluts. It won't even let me see it. I don't know. I'll find that answer for you. I don't know why it won't let me do that. Yeah, so while we're in the settings, OBS has a bunch of settings, from stream to output to audio, video. Yeah, so there's video output, but stream has its own stuff. And I would like to show you, but it won't let me right now. Oh, thank you, Lickety. There was a thing to the left of the mixer. What was... Oh! That, my friend, was the Elgato Stream Deck. This thing is super handy. I don't have it configured for my Windows box yet, but it's basically like a box of macros, right? You can... and actually, you can use this without OBS. You can use it to do different shit. But for this one, the one you might be able to see, I have one thing that's if I hit it, it tweets for me. It ties into Twitter and it tweets for me. I have a record button. I have a switching scenes and stuff. So that thing is super neat. Let's see here. I'll just bring it up again. Elgato Stream Deck. There it is. This is one of those nice to haves. Do you need it? No. But if you're a gearhead for this shit and you want things to go even smoother, so the thing about all this is the deeper that you get into it and the more stuff you want to do. I mean, there are shows 20 years ago that had the same production value and had a producer to run this shit. the cool thing about it is you're your own producer. The shitty thing about it is you're your own producer. So you have to watch the chat. You have to change the scenes. You have to monitor the audio. Make sure like nothing is getting fucky, right? And if you really, really love doing that stuff, I highly recommend one of these little stream decks. They are really, really nice. Does OBS use video card hardware acceleration? I do not know because I've never screwed with it, but we could take a look. See, Serbo, I know that you're a gearhead. I saw your build out for your new system because we talked about it. Like, I know you're gonna ask that shit. I'm not as good as you when it comes to that, so that I don't know. Video, yeah, man, I don't know. I have no idea what it uses for that. I just know whatever I have works. Figure that out and tell me how I can get better video. But I think my video's all right so far. I actually was talking to my friend about that build out that you have, Serbo, and I'm like, I really want one. And now, you know, since the world might be ending, I can't justify it, so I just fucking buy this stuff. So cool. Hardware. Oh yeah, I'll go over the mixer that I have. If anybody wants to hear about the mixer that I have, if you're a sound whore like me, Behringer 1204 USB. Here we go. This is my new baby. This is the one I showed you right over here. Again, in the grand scheme of things for audio, this is not a bad deal at all. You get 6 channels. So like my DJ controller comes in right here. My mic comes in right here. If I had guests in here, they would all jack in with a mic right here. All types of EQs. This is just so great. Now, the other cool thing is that it comes with its own USB sound card, right? Which is how you get all this shit into the computer and get it to work, right? So you jack into the USB, set your computer to use the USB codec, and that's how it works. This is why it's so nice. My monitor speakers go in right here. So I have two KRK. I think these are 6-inch. Yeah. These are Rocket 6s. What was I going to say? Yeah, these are, so monitor speakers are good. I don't need them for podcasting, but I need them when I listen back to the mix downs and I'm making little adjustments here and there. So if you're really, really into your audio and you really have a good ear for that shit, and you can do like, you know, highs, mids, and lows, and gains and shit like that, when you inevitably, so the Twitch recording is what it is. But if you're gonna download it from Twitch, or you can record in OBS, because you can see there's a little there's a little record button right down here. When you listen to it back, having a good pair of monitor speakers is pretty key if you care about that kind of shit, because then you can adjust and hear like, oh, this is fucky, and this sounded kind of tinny and that kind of thing. So let's see, anything in here that I need to answer? I found the problem too far into gear. I spent like $1,000 on cool gear. Yeah. Focus on, you know what, Craven? Absolutely 100% right. Let me stop right here and echo what Craven just said. Gear is awesome. Gear is fun. But you can only polish a turd so much before it just fucking smears everywhere. I'm not Security Weekly. I am not fucking Howard Stern. I'm not any of these things, right? I could polish this as much as I want, and my show is still gonna suck if your content isn't there, right? It is function before fashion. So you can dress this up all you want, and we'll get into overlays here in just a second. But you know, fucking concentrate on your content, man. Make sure you have something worth saying. Even if it's just to ask questions of your audience and things like that. Like, make sure it's useful, because you can have all the bling you want in the world. It's not gonna fucking matter. So yeah, much like hacking, man. fucking walk the walk. Like, fucking all this graphics and shit around me and all these lights and everything. Like, that's all well and good, man. But that's just talk. That's literally just fucking window dressing. You got to have something to say. I like to think I have something to say. I like to think that I do stuff that helps. But, you know, who knows? Get good on the cheap stuff first. Thank you, Nick. Get good on that cheap stuff. Deviate. Wish I had time to get that deeply into a hobby. Dude, honestly, it's inches. It is a game of inches. You learn a little bit here, learn a little bit there. Sit down for 20 minutes and you're there for 2 hours and you're like, fuck, I should have let the dog out. It happens. I got all of this and got to know whatever I'm teaching right now over the span of 4 years. I started really when my son was born, so about 4 years. And I'm nowhere near like these pro gamer guys that have like pro OBS shit. So, headphones. Yeah. Headphones are kind of important. These are Sony MVXs? MDRs, I'm sorry. These are old radio headphones. Sennheiser is really good. Shit, I have... These are fucking expensive. I'm not going to say, go buy Bose fucking Quiet Comfort. But they're nice. So I have these for traveling, which obviously I'm not doing right now. But these can jack in directly to my mixer, and I can use those. You definitely... If you're worried about having a crisp sounding product and you have an ear for that, or if you're trying to make a living off of this, or you're making things for other people, then sure. These are all use cases, right? I hope so far that I've answered a lot of questions about the basement, the bargain basement shit that you need to get going, right? You need some way for people to hear you, to see you if you want that, and to get your content out there, which is OBS, right? This is the middleman. This is how it gets out there. And then pick your platform, YouTube, Twitch, fucking whatever. So yeah, I could go into making a Twitch account, but like, tell you what, we'll go into my Twitch dashboard real quick, just so I can show you what it looks like. Gotta make sure I'm not talking too loud or waking my wife up. Nope, I'm good. Oh, let's see. What the fuck is Taco Tuesday? That's disgusting. All right. But also enchanting. So, when you create your Twitch account, there's a bunch of shit you can do in here. Let's go back to Twitch for a second. The way that you tie Twitch into OBS is you get what's called a streaming key. It's just a string. It's like a Windows fucking activation key or whatever, if they still do that. And it ties into your OBS, and then you authenticate, and there you go. And look, a lot of these high, like, popular live channels, so now you can kind of see, like, she's probably got a green screen, and she's sharing her game, and her headphones, and she's got like a little widget over here. Now you see it's happening on the back end, so it's not that much of a mystery. Sky's the limit on that kind of window dressing. So yeah, if we go into like, I don't know, creator dashboard, let's see what that does. I hate that shit. There's nothing really in here. I don't spend a whole lot of time in here, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, I have Twitch Prime. It's got a whole bunch of stuff, security and privacy. I don't care who knows my email, that's fine. There's your 2FA. Definitely put 2FA on. Blocking users, all that kind of shit. I know there is a streaming key somewhere in here. I'm not going to show it to you, obviously, but yeah. So there's a whole bunch of fucking settings in here. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the easy part, man. Like tying it to your Twitch is kind of the easy part. For anybody who's never really seen Twitch, like I'll go directly to my channel right now. Actually, you're probably all on my fucking channel right now, so who cares? But we'll do that real quick. This will be super meta. Oh, you want to see the naughty bits? Show us your stream key. Fuck out of here. and this is what your people see, right? This is me talking to myself right now, and the chat room. You can hit different panels down here. I always have something for mental health hackers over here. I don't spend a whole lot of time in here, obviously, but this is all the dress up thing. I'm just trying to get you guys up and running to get it done. I guess let's go to graphics real quick. The graphics, these are very limited. Like, I recently changed, especially for this new scene that I have. But my usual main one, I mean, you can see, you know, this is really basic. These are called overlays. You can get free overlays if you subscribe to Streamlabs, which is like, I don't know, $10 a month, $15 a month or whatever. You can get access to their entire library of stream overlays. It's just graphics. That's all it is. You know, I cherry picked this from I'm not clicking any of your links. How dare you? Yeah, it's just graphics. They're overlays. Mine, when I first started, was so bad. The videos don't exist anymore up on Twitch, but like it was just like 2 cameras and a heading, and it was awful. I kind of like this minimalist approach, but yeah, if you're wondering how do they get those wonderful graphics, they're just overlays. You can get them from Streamlabs. You can get them for free. You can make your own. My buddy is currently making me some of my own, and I cannot wait until they're done. So I don't know, man. Like, we've been talking for a little bit over an hour. What else do you guys want to know? What haven't I answered for anybody who came in here at the very beginning? What haven't I answered for you? Like, what are you still confused about? And I'll wait to see if anybody actually asks me anything. AMA, bro. How much Twitch storage do you have before you have to move things over? So the thing about Twitch is Twitch will automatically drop off. It's just what it does. Twitch is not I actually am wearing pants, and that is weird. Twitch. So to understand why it does that, Twitch was always made to be like this immediate, hey guys, I'm doing something, fucking come hang out, and kind of like guerrilla streaming. Like, it's up and it's there, it's immediate, and it stays there for a while, and then it disappears. And I love that. I love the connection with it. I love how it's so accessible to people. Their mobile app is great, but it's not meant for long-term storage, and it wasn't ever meant to be long-term storage. I make a copy of everything, and I host up on Vimeo. Why Vimeo? Why not YouTube? Because I really don't give a fuck about popularity about YouTube. I don't care about the reach. More so because YouTube sucks for hacking videos. They were on this tear for a while. I don't know if they still are, but they were on this tear of taking down hacking videos, even instructional ones, conference videos. They were taking them down. Most of my streams are kind of like, I call them human interest, right? They're about the hacking community, but they're not fucking, I'm not dropping O days or whatever. But I don't want the hassle, and I don't want to contribute in my own minuscule little way. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. So, but if that's your thing, I've had people contact me like they just want to be a dope streamer. They want views, they want clicks, they want interaction, they want metrics, and they want all this shit. All right, go to YouTube then, man. If that's what you want, that's fine. I'm not going to begrudge you for it. I just don't fucking need it. So I have everything up on Vimeo. Click it, watch it, don't watch it. It's there for longevity. I only ever do this shit so I can teach people. Am I wearing pants? I pontificate a lot when you get me started on something, so we can fucking be here till 2 o'clock in the morning. How do you handle multiple styles? Oh, like scenes and profiles. It's just, what do you mean, how do I handle them? Like, all the scenes are just right here, man. I can make whatever I want in here. Show us the pants cam. Yeah, see, nothing down there. Nothing but years of bad nutrition decisions. Streams and profiles, man. It's you make different things. Like, they're all different, right? Go whatever I want in here. That's it. So I decide what I want. I'm pretty basic, man. I pretty much keep the same thing all the time. Do you make your own overlay Streamlabs or No, I don't do graphics. It's not my thing. It's never been my thing, and I don't fucking care. So no, I don't make them. The one I was using for the longest time was a free one. It was a Halloween one that I found around Halloween. I used that for a very long time. And yeah, I would either like this little red box and shit that you see around me right now. That's part of the Streamlabs package. I grabbed one because it's free with my subscription. So why not? Makes it look a little bit better. Like I actually really liked last night. This was my layout for last night. I like this. I like how I was able to make it fucking tie in. Like there's something clean about that. I dig it. It's fine. Right, dude. It's like it's super minimal. It's kind of like how I do my slides. Super minimalist. I talk, right? I talk and I have content, and I want you to pay attention to that. But you gotta dress it up a little bit. So how do I make your own? Blah, blah, blah. Do you notice degradation in AV quality between platforms? I can't answer because I've only ever used Twitch. I've never used YouTube for anything. I've seen how when we do streams with myself and Oddjob uses YouTube. No, the only degradation I see is in the source equipment, which is our hardware here. I mean, that's really all that matters for that. So I can't speak to it, but I haven't seen it from from the limited thing that I have. Fuck YouTube. I have friends getting censored. Exactly. That's why I say fuck YouTube. Obviously, they don't have to care about me, but maybe they care about 5, 10, 1,500 people saying fuck you, you know, whatever. Hashtag pantscam. Very nice. How much what, Lickety? I don't know. I probably answered that already. Love that theme. Have to set Yeah, I don't know what a transparency layer is. Maybe that's something I can look up later. Twitch has... Vimeo. Okay, no. Good question for storage. Vimeo, I pay... This is all stuff that I pay for because it's part of my hobby. And, you know, I'm okay doing it. I realize not everybody is. So take this for your mileage may vary. Vimeo, I pay like $10 a month, and I get 5 or 10 gigs a week that I can upload. So like if I try to upload everything I'm doing this week, so I'm trying to stream for 7 days straight, I'm not going to be able to upload everything to Vimeo. I have to wait till next week. You know, maybe I need that later, maybe I don't. How did you find... Oh, that's a great... Somebody else. That's a great question. Deviate. Tell you what, can you do me a favor, Deviate? Don't let me forget. If you have to leave right now, send me a DM on Twitter, and I promise the second this is over, I will send it to you. Hand to God, I'll send it to you because I really want people to have it. Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna look for it now because I don't. You know what? Don't leave yet. God damn it! I am gonna find this because I have. But while I'm doing this, I will answer your question, man. How did you find your stride and the content you wanted to provide? It took a little bit. It took a little bit in that. Like I didn't know. So I used to be part of a podcast Twitch stream called Rally Security. Some people may have seen it. Some, you know, I don't know. People may not have. And we did pretty much what everybody else was doing. We did security interest stuff, and we did bookmarks. Holy shit. Bookmarks. Show all bookmarks. Bookmarks toolbar. Oh man, where is all my shit, bro? I don't know. Deviate, send me a message. I'm fucking failing you right now. I'm sorry. Anybody can hit me up later. Anyway, let me concentrate on the question at hand. It was... I like talking to people. I like... I like stories. I like the human element of anything. But, you know, we're hackers. I'm a hacker. But we're still humans, and I want to know that story. I want to know, like, when fucking this virus hit, what was Dave Kennedy thinking as a dad? You know, what was he thinking about? How am I going to provide for my employees and my family? I love those stories, and it's really what makes me tick. I also did a stint in radio for about 5 years. I was a rock radio DJ. I got to interview a lot of bands, and that's kind of where I got my taste for how to interview people, listening to Howard Stern, listening to other people that I really admired, and just being able to relate, know that I'm talking to a person. So how do I do that? So that's one aspect. And so when Rally ended, I was like, well, now I kind of want to do my own thing. It took a while. So it started being an interview show. And then I realized that crystallized what the overarching theme is, and that is to share knowledge. I don't care. So most of my early streams, man, one person. The fact that there's 25 steady in here right now is mind-blowing to me for my little slice of Twitch. So it's sharing that knowledge, that somebody can log in to my Vimeo at some point and see a video I did, and it'll answer a question. It'll make them feel better about something. It'll open their eyes about something or piss them, whatever, that it'll have a reaction. So that's how I decide what content I want to do. I have an idea. Luckily, I have made a lot of really great friends that I can ask advice of, and then we take that advice and we give it out to everybody else. That's my shtick. And it's what I like. It's what I love doing. So it's a very long way of that's a very long-winded way of answering your question. How did I find my stride? It took a while till I got comfortable, and now the other thing is, once you decide what you want to do, like once you're comfortable and you're having fun and you're enjoying it, you stop worrying about, oh man, people are gonna think this is stupid. Or when I started this is gonna sound so fucking douchey, but I have to say it. When I started this on Twitter, I probably had, I don't know, I had probably just broke about 10 or 11,000 followers. I know, big fucking deal. But even if half of those people are real, right? That's like 5,000 people that hit, I want to hear what this asshole has to say. But even still, I was like, what if I start this new thing and nobody gives a fuck? What if I don't do it well? What if I'm in my own head about what I'm doing, right? And I started it, and it sounded so dumb to me, and I was like, I shouldn't even be fucking doing this. And then I learned a little bit, and I did a little bit more, and then I got super comfortable, and I realized I love doing this. I think it's making a difference for at least one person out in the world. And then I stopped giving a flying fuck who thought what about it. Because I know if there's one person that is digging what I'm doing and is finding value out of it, I'll fucking work on this day and night for that one person. That's how I approach this. Post on Twitter. Yeah. Okay, cool. You're hanging. Don't worry. I'll find it. Yeah. Can a stream without a face attached to it still do well? Mama said I have a face for radio. I think so. Again, content is king. Intent is king. Being genuine about what you're doing. Having a purpose for what you're doing. Even if that purpose is just a love of shitposting. That's a purpose. That's a calling. We've all seen it. It's one of mine. Yes, I don't think you have to have a face to do this. That's why people listen to podcasts, right? The thing I have yet to do, I love video. I love face-to-face. That's why when you see me speak at a conference, I just love being on stage. I love being face-to-face. I love facial expressions. I love all of that shit. But people also listen to podcasts all the time. I barely ever watch the video sections of Security Weekly. I'm always listening to it on Apple. I think it can do very well. I think, didn't Security Weekly start out being just audio only? I don't think they got into the whole super video production until later when it was just Paul's Security Weekly. I think it can do well. If you have good content, if content is king, right? Have it be good content. If you're full of shit, I don't give a fuck how nice you look. Nobody's going to listen to you. Thanks for answering the question. Oh, dude, I'll answer questions all goddamn night long. Wherever you guys want. How do you handle mixing audio on remote guests? Yeah, that can be a little tricky. I care a little less about that. This is where, as I said, some people don't care about this. Some people care a lot. Sounds really egotistical to me. I care very deeply about how I sound because I'm the host, right? I am the ringleader of all this fucking madness. But on my end, really the only thing I can control live is directing my guests on how their audio sounds. There's some stuff over here, right? Like the desktop audio, if some people are hot. I'm sure that there's probably other functionality in OBS to divide signal. Like there's a whole other there's a whole other mixer thing in here. I don't ever really fucking touch this. But as long as it's really, you know how I really handle it? I get my guests talking and then I go to you guys and say, how does this sound in the chat? That's how I handle it. And if it sucks, then that's what I do. On the back end, where I re-upload it for Vimeo, I will stick it into... Do I have it in here? Yep. I use my post-prod right now because it fits my needs. Is called Camtasia. Camtasia is actually pretty cheap. It's like $90 or whatever. Again, relative, right? Oh, you can afford $90. Yeah, it's fine. And I'll show you how it looks in a little bit. Some people use Adobe Studio. Some people use what other kinds of shit? I don't know. This is what I use. So this is Camtasia right here. Go away. Your media goes in here. You have behaviors, animations, cursor effects. This is really all I use. And I edit it down here. I splice things together. There are audio effects. They're very limited. Fade in, fade out, audio compression, and noise removal. I always use these two on that final mix down. And that's what I use. So, yeah, dude, Camtasia is pretty dope. For what it does, like, it's not that bad. I used to have people around locally so I could mix it. It was a giant clusterfuck. Yeah, dude, if you are real, so like if you're like what the sound engineers used to be at my radio station, oh, you care. I had a sound engineer call me one time because he was listening to my show and he told me to go make some adjustments and shit. And he was like, "Stop sounding like shit on my airwaves." Yes, sir. So yeah, it's all use case based, man. Mine, I've pretty much laid out what my use cases are for this. Some people might want it crisper and that kind of thing. So, yeah. Some people might have shitty audio, man. They might be coming over from a fucking, I don't know, some dial-up fucking, I don't know. It is hard. It is hard to get uniform sounding audio if they're not in the room with you. You could use the GoPro software. Yeah. I love, I use Camtasia for my training videos too. I make a lot of training videos for my job because part of my job is like evangelism and it's training. So I make my own videos for our portal. All right, let's see here. Anything else in here? Oh, you know where I might have? Here, I'm actually gonna switch my thing. Let me see if I had mentioned. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I think I have it. Yo, I found it. There's the YouTube series. God damn it. Thank God for Pancakes Con, because I remembered I posted that in their chat. As we move forward, Discord. Yeah, people also use platforms like Discord, which I've never really gotten into Discord. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that it has voice channels. No, trust me. That's a super legit link, and you should all click it right now. Nothing will ever happen to you. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. I don't know, man. What else? What else? I covered... For anybody watching this later, if you're gonna scroll through all, or go through all my chattering and shit, if you think of anything, my direct Twitter is right here. I am on it a very unhealthy amount, so I'll always see your DMs. I don't block anybody either, so don't worry about that. Yeah, that's my thing. That's so OBS, Twitch, hardware. Covered the software. We covered audio a little bit. Actually, we covered audio a lot, which is awesome. I love audio. Sorry, take the front out of this. If I haven't answered, yeah, dude, Lickety. By the way, man, fucking, you're awesome. Thanks for hanging out and fielding questions. Yeah, if anybody hasn't gotten anything answered, yeah, dude, go right ahead, bro. I love if you don't follow Lickety, man, he's fucking great. I unceremoniously just kind of bowed out of a podcast I had with a mutual friend of ours, and he just right in there. And their stream, Hackers with Bourbon, is far, far better with Lickety in there than it would have ever been with me in there. So shout out to Hackers with Bourbon. Yeah, Deviate, Serbo, man. Serbo, dude, I fucking miss you, brother. I can't wait till all this shit's over so I can see you again. Do you... Oh, good question. Do you get gussied up for a stream? My hair is always... Actually, my hair is kind of a fucking mess today. No, I don't. And from what I've been able to see, these lights have been very, very forgiving on me for right now. Gabs, oh wait, I'm going to switch my view again so I can find another link for you guys from Gab Smash, genetic scientist, hacker extraordinaire. She gave me a good link on makeup tips for male streamers. So let me find it for you guys real quick. Talk among... Oh, there it is. Links galore, y'all. Here we go. There's that one. Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet. But I was like, hey, if I do look washed out or hungover or whatever, I get fucking corona or some shit. What can I do to look prettier? So she gave me that. You know who's also really good to ask? Oddjob. Oddjob is good with makeup as well. I know that he does some of his own for his streams. Epos Vox. Yeah, Epos Vox is the shit. That guy is really, really, really good. Hackers with Bourbon. Hackers with Bourbon. Yep, Hackers with Bourbon. My buddy Lickety and Joey. All right, I think I've answered a lot. You know, in closing ish. Can you talk about using more than 3 cameras for doing screens? Yeah, dude. Multiple camera angles are super easy. Those just so see how I have the source here of C99 camera. I'll do it right now. Let's do it live. Again, I told you I would stay on as long as there was a single question in this chat, so I'm gonna do it. Let me go with video capture device. This at source. So we're gonna add that. And now I have 2 camera views. Funny you asked that because, again, this shows my actual Jabba the Hutt-like shape, which is why I don't use this camera angle very much. I used it when I did streams with my buddy Dave Schwartzberg, who does Hacks for Kids and runs the game Freaker Life. And early on, I wish we can do it now because I have much better lighting, but I had multiple camera angles. I would have a camera angle if I needed it on me, which it's not just vanity. Honestly, like, I'm very expressive. I like to express ideas with my face and that kind of shit. So, excuse me, but I also had a camera down on my cards. So when we were playing Freaker Life, people can see it. Here is the here's the catch on that, right? When you're considering cameras, and maybe the software does it, I haven't found a setting in it, but the Logitech cameras, they have their own like Logitech suite. The autofocus might fucking kill you. Maybe not for soldering because that's a lot more going on, but when I was trying to do the card game, it doesn't I can't turn the autofocus off, so it would like go in, go out, go in, go out. when we talk more about cameras, people have like those professional Canon, like $600, $2,000 cameras for really professional streams. I don't have that shit. I don't need that shit. But for soldering, no. If you have it up high enough where people can still see it, and it's not constantly autofocusing, and you have good lighting so it doesn't have to autofocus, I think you'll be okay. What are your hardware? Hardware acceleration? I have no fucking idea. I barely know what that is. So if I have it, I don't know what it is. That's my honest answer. Lickety. What's your chair, and would you change it if you could? I have a Steelcase chair, a Steelcase Leap high back chair. No, I wouldn't change it because it keeps me honest. I can't have a chair that's too comfortable. Now, don't get me wrong. For the price, this thing is super fucking comfortable. But I used to have an all memory foam chair, and like that's too easy just to sit back and be like, yeah. You know. So no, I actually just bought this like a year ago, and I still like it. So, what overrides do you have for the stream settings? I don't know, man. It's a good question. Oh, again, I can't fucking see it because it won't let me. So thanks, OBS. Do you record while streaming? If so, yes, sometimes I do. So you can see down here, I don't know if you can see my mouse moving, but there's like a little, I'm going to take this god-awful fucking second camera angle off. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Just when I feel good about myself, I decide to look at myself in profile, and there goes that. Yeah, you can record, and there are other settings. There are separate settings. There are settings for streaming, and there are settings for local recording. And I think they don't override one another. I think they both do it the same. Again, I'm not an authority on that, so I'm sure there's a video in that series that I posted that's going to tell you. Even when I was streaming weekly, I could never get more than. Yeah, dude. I think I've only ever got 3 to work too. I think that there's probably some kind of inherent limitation. Like, for instance, if I'm hosting Zoom, I can't fucking use more than 2 cameras with OBS because there's got to be some kind of like interrupt, or there's got to be some kind of like system thing that I've never looked at. But I don't have a need for more than 3 cameras, so I never really looked at it. But no, I have run into that too. Logitech has software you can install, blah, blah, blah. Any other Twitch channels you recommend? I follow... Oh, I'm going to go on there right now. Yeah, I'll actually show you right now. Let's get out of there. Who do I follow? I follow Hard Chat, I know that. I follow Hackers with Bourbon. I really have to get more on Twitch. Actually, what I recommend, what I did do, and you'll see it up, I follow Games Done Quick. I love their channel because when you're looking for overlays and you're looking like, how do I want this to look? You have to spend time on Twitch. You have to spend time looking at other streamers. And I like Games Done Quick. I'm not much of a gamer, but sometimes I'll tune in and, you know, I'll enjoy it. My buddy V Triple is a big gamer. He's cool. Not Danimal. Who else do I follow on here? Here's my whole list right here. This is who I follow right now. Dark Matter, Hackers with Bourbon, Grumpy Hackers, El Cantaro, holy shit, Blind Hacker, bro, Blind Hacker. That dude he is what humanity should be. I love Blind Hacker so much. Viking Sec and Dade. Dade's got a really good stream whenever he's on. I thought I had Mubix on here. I had Mubix on here. I don't know where he went, but he's on Grumpy Hackers, I think. Yeah, 1057. Hey, you know what's funny with I know it's an O, but the radio station I was on was 1057 The X in Harrisburg. Yeah, saturating the USB bus, probably. That's most likely what it is. El Cantara. I'm just reading through the questions right now. Rando, if you raid me after this, can I carry on with some? Yeah, man, I'll absolutely do that. Yeah, Lickety is super fucking smart. So whatever I have fumbled through right now, he'll be able to clear up my ramblings. GDQ. Yeah, dude. Games Done Quick is really cool. Can I hear your radio sign off? Sign on and sign off. I don't even really remember. Oh. I don't know, dude. I can make some shit up. I think. So like it would be when a song finished and I was first getting on the air. It would be something like, and I can't do it really loud because my kid's sleeping, but what was it? It was like 105.7 The X, everything that rocks with Paralyzer from Five Finger Death Punch. That's not who sings the song, but this is pretty much the cadence that I would talk. And don't forget to join us Saturday nights. We're doing an all midget bar crawl, and that's actually what used to be in the copy. Saying midget is not cool anymore, and I apologize, but I'm just telling a story. And right now we have some Slayer Rain in Blood on 105.7 The X, everything that rocks. Hope you're fucking happy. Yeah, that's exactly what it used to sound like. And I'm sure I'm about to get a text from my wife any second now of me being too loud, right? Yeah. If people are super interested in beating me up, I found the other day old CDs of my old air checks. Talk about fucking torture. Quick story. Every week we would have to sit with our program director, and he would download our shows and go through every single break that we ever did and tell you why it sucked. Not what you were good at. Why did it suck? How can you do it better? Stop sucking. And I used to do this thing where I lived 45 minutes away from the radio station, from Harrisburg to Lancaster. So I would download my show at 2 o'clock in the morning after I got done, burn it to a CD, because that's what you had to do in those days, and listen to the whole thing every break, because over a 5-hour show, probably you had, I don't know, a half-hour breaks or something like that. And I would listen to it over and over again and just fucking want to cut myself. But that's how I got better. And I'm finally, at almost 40 years of age, finally able to say I'm okay with how my voice sounds. Like, I don't hate listening to myself back. As a matter of fact, I probably like listening to myself a little bit too much. By the way, somebody asked me earlier if it gets hot under the lights. It didn't until like now, and I'm an hour and a half in, so maybe that's... this is like 2 hours, because I was here a little earlier. I'm excited to spend the rest of the evening recording and sending you stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Hey, Lickety, do you have your own channel, or are you just on the Hackers of Bourbon channel? Oh, dude, my ears are sweating right now. That is the one thing. Regardless, my ears are sweating. How's my voice? My head voice is actually way lower than what my actual so if I'm just speaking, I am, for all intents and purposes, putting on a bit of a like affectation right now, because when I get behind a mic and I have to watch levels and enunciate and try not to mumble and shit, I do change my voice a little bit. But even in the natural course of the day, my voice in my head is way lower than what it is, and it's way less nasally. I don't know when I got nasally, but I think that I am a little bit. So it's a little jarring, but I've learned to kind of temper that and my expectations of it now. Lickety splitted. I want to make sure I follow you. How do you raid somebody? Just /raid in the chat. Oh yeah, so you know what's funny? Anybody who's a Howard Stern fan, sometimes you'll hear him off mic, or he'll call in on one of his other employee shows or whatever. He has such modulation, and he has so many filters on his voice that it's a little jarring to hear him in his natural habitat. So yeah, there's that. Fucking all right, man. Any other questions? Take a sip of my beer while I wait. Bob, Bob, Booey. All right, that's a lot of content to get through. I think that should get a lot of you started. Hopefully. Again, reach out to me. I posted those links in the chat. Finally. What's your beer? Also, pimp the rest of the week streams. What's my beer? My beer is a local brewery, Two Rivers Brewery, who is now doing. No, hey, somebody else, dude. You had really great questions, man. Thank you for hanging out. Or you might be whatever gender you are. I don't mean to misgender anybody, but thank you for hanging out. This is a local brewery, Two Rivers, here in Easton, Pennsylvania, and I say that with reverence because they have been the home of my DEF CON group for 3 years, DEF CON 610, and they are currently acclimating to the new way of things. They do curbside pickup only, but they're still open for dinner. They're open for lunch. If I can beseech any of you, if you have the means, and if they are of good character and good cleanliness, don't go to chain restaurants, right? Chain restaurants hopefully can take care of themselves. Go to your local restaurants, the ones that work really hard for the community. Two Rivers has been very, 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 very good to us. So at least once a week, I will always go there and get dinner and get some of their beer. So this is their Colonel Left Eye IPA, and it is delicious. Right. If you have the means, I highly enjoy it. Or I highly recommend it, however that shit goes. My rest of the week streams, I'm trying to do 7 days just to kind of bring people together. We're going to do a couple of gaming days. I think I'll play some chess tomorrow live and teach some people some chess if they want to. We'll do another gaming day for Jack in the Box games. We'll do another interview day, which will be on Friday. I have maybe Beto, if he's still around. Maybe Beto on security will join me. I don't know. And Saturday and Sunday are up for grabs. I'm taking suggestions of what you guys want me to yammer about. But yeah, that's that. I'm going to hop off. Lickety is going to go on for a little bit on his channel, and I will raid him. However I do that, I'll have to figure that out. So if you have other questions, head over to Lickety's channel, twitch.tv/licketysplitted. And if you have in-depth audio and shit, like, he'll be your man. Until then, I hope this helped. Get up, get streaming, get sharing, get connecting to your friends, connect to other people, because that's literally all we have right now. And if you have the means, and if you have the bandwidth, and you have the time and the ideas, fucking do it. And I will help anybody as much as they want. And when you learn something, help somebody else. And forward and forward and forward we go. This is why I do it. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. And yeah, 1057. Fucking do that shit, man. All right. Thank you, everybody. And hopefully I'll see you back on here again soon.